So adding one drop in the ocean, though it is one drop, but we have to contribute.
I think that's the question everybody wants to know. They're curious to know why that particular product, exactly why. Hello, my name is Adetutu Anifowoshe. I am from University of East London, and today I am with the Statun Lab Private Company. Statun Lab Private Company are healthcare company that develop medical devices, and it was created in 6th of November 2017 by Mr. Suresh and Mrs. Maitre, yes. And together they created Pheezee. Before we start, let us introduce the founder, the CEO, and the managing director of Statun Lab Private Company, Mr. Suresh.
Thank you so much, Aditutu, for for having this podcast. And we are very, very happy to have you at our premises here in India. And we are very fortunate and we feel very good to have you. And we are excited about the journey ahead that we'll be, covering in the next couple of days with the company. And I wish to welcome you to Hyderabad and India.
Yes.
And we are very happy about that. Thank you so much for the introduction.
No worries. Thank you for having me here. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm absolutely ready. Yeah.
Okay. Now let's start with the questions. So the first question I want to ask is, what inspired you to start the Statun Lab Private Company?
See, there's a deeper vision to this. So Statun Labs is actually a medical device engineering, research and manufacturing company. And long back when me and Maitri wanted to start a company, we were very clear we wanted to do something in medtech.
Okay.
So medtech is the space in India, especially. There is a huge gap in the medtech space itself, in the healthcare. Basically, there's huge imports that country does.
Okay.
So, and medtech is a field where we can impact the lives, human lives,
make changes.
Yeah, make changes. Bring a positive change in anybody's lives.
Of course.
So both me and Maitri, we have worked at different companies in automotive space, in space tech, in ed tech, in consumer tech. But we were very clear that we wanted to build a medtech company. One of the reasons being there's a huge gap in the space in India.
Okay.
And second thing is a lot of need is there for medical devices,
of course,
but there's huge imports also.
Okay.
So this is a deeper vision where we as engineers, both Maitri and myself, we are engineers and inventors of this product Pheezee.
Yeah.
So we thought, we are also fortunate and blessed to have studied in one of the most premier institutions of our country, which is called as IIT Madras.
Oh, okay.
It's like one of the topmost in the country, among the top 3 in the country. So we were blessed to have been guided and mentored by very visionary professors, from where we also got inspired, saying that we should do something by staying in the country for the world. And then with that vision and being engineers, what we were good at is building products.
Okay.
Then we decided to get into medtech and start building products. That's how it has started. So adding one drop in the ocean, though it is one drop, but we have to contribute. So not just to our people, but to the entire humanity.
Of course,
So that is the vision with which both me and Maitri are driven by.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to have a great team with me now.
Oh.
And we are doing good work in India, and we're also expanding internationally.
Thank you for sharing the why behind why you created the company. And I think people need to hear this to also have the personal why they are starting something. Because if you don't have the passion for something, you're not really going to carry on.
Absolutely.
It's just going to be an idea and you're not going to really put all your energy.
Yes.
So thank you for sharing that with me. What made you start Pheezee? I think that's the question everybody wants to know. They're curious to know why that particular product, exactly why.
Yeah. See, the main intent of setting up any company or a startup or an infrastructure is to solve a particular problem.
Yes, of course.
It's not just about an idea that you want to build.
Yeah.
That idea should impact people and that should solve some problem.
Yeah.
And since we decided to build a medtech company, we did good market research, trying to understand where the problem is. And that, when we did some market research in cardiology, neurology, orthopedics, gynecology, pulmonology. We did market research by meeting doctors and meeting patients. Then we understood, with good amount of work which spanned around 4 to 5 months of market research, we understood that this physiotherapy and rehabilitation space is something where there was a gap in technology. For example, cardiology is defined by ECG. Without ECG, no cardiologist does any diagnosis.
Of course.
X-ray defines literally orthopedics. Without an X-ray, an orthopedician does not take any clinical decision. Right. So in this way, every sector or every department in healthcare, which is a specialized department, they have specific machines or diagnostic devices which help that particular doctor take a particular clinical decision. When we were seeing this, when we went into the rehab and physiotherapy departments and we spoke to so many people, we understood that here there's a lot of subjectivity, based on the answers the patient gives, based on the skill and experience and knowledge of the therapist. A lot of clinical decisions were being taken. And being engineers, one thing was very evident to us, that in healthcare, everything should be objective.
It should be.
Everything should be quantified. It should have least subjectivity based on the inputs from the patient or the knowledge and skill of the therapist, which was not the case in other specializations. Then the idea came that, in short, this department, they lack a stethoscope. Not a stethoscope as such.
Assigned to them.
But analogous term, where it's a basic instrument that they can use. So when a patient comes to them, they can quickly do the assessment, give a create a report based on which a clinical decision is made.
Makes sense.
So that is how the idea of Pheezee came to us.
Born.
8.5 years back, seeing that there's a gap, and then one basic machine which will become like the stethoscope for every physiotherapist in the world.
Makes sense.
And that idea flourished, and today we have a device which is patented, which is a CDSCO, which is the regulatory body of Government of India approved device, and it is most importantly US FDA registered also. So this is one of the kind of devices in the world that we have invented, and that's the reason why Pheezee was born.
I've seen that Statson Lab has been used in the UK too. It's been used internationally in some places too. I saw that it's been used in Dubai. No, I think you're in talk with Dubai.
Yes.
Yeah, and someone shared the story with me that someone came to buy it from the UK. Is that true?
Yes.
See, it's already going around. Yes. So you're doing really well. Thank you.
So I have some of my colleagues in UAE and some colleagues in UK. And he's officer. He's my person from the company. So we are doing some foreign expansions with focus on UAE and UK.
And it's already in the USA, like you have an office in the USA?
Yes, I have a fully owned subsidiary of this parent company in Delaware, US.
That's good.
That's my marketing and sales hub.
Okay. So it's going around the world already.
Yes, it is.
I cannot wait to have this in the UK.
Sure. We'll be there soon.
What was the early days like for Pheezee? Was it a smooth journey for you, or was it a bumpy journey for you? Like, what was it like? The beginning, the start of
the
Pheezee.
beginning? It was always a challenging journey. Always a challenging journey. So in a startup, when we create a company with the vision of building a big company, every day is very, very precious, and every day is very, very challenging. Challenging in its own way.
Of course.
So even now we have challenges, but the challenges are different. Early days challenges are different. So the challenges which we had was like, we were a small team of just 5 people, including me and my 3 interns.
Wow. That's a small team.
It's a very small team, and I ran it out of my home, just like a startup. Which starts from they say the startup starts from your garage. That started from my home itself. And the challenge was to design something really, really scientific, backed by hardcore engineering and science, with a small team. So there was immense work, immense dedication, immense research. We had to go out, talk to the people, talk to prospective customers, get some feedback. So it was very, 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 very fruitful, because every day was a learning.
Of course.
But yes, process. I would not say it is like a nice, smooth day, because there's so many, new things that come as and when nothing goes as per the plan that we have. usually.
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
That's when you first start. A lot of things will come your way.
Yes. So no, so many things come in the way,
Yeah.
and we both Maitri, myself, with whatever work we have put
Okay.
with our team, we have crossed every challenge that has come, and
Yeah.
everything was a learning.
Okay.
So
Can you mention one challenges that you went through and how you overcame it for somebody out there that is trying to build up a medical device?
See, I
Yeah.
think this is a very important question, because medical devices are highly regulated.
Yeah.
Unlike a consumer tech, where you build a product and you do some basic safety certifications and you can launch the product in the market.
Okay.
However, in medtech, in space tech, these are highly regulated, areas. Okay, so there, the device has to go through very, very serious
Process.
certifications,
Yeah.
tests,
Legislation.
quality certifications, etc.
Yeah.
So the one of the challenges that the specific challenge you're asking, right? So in medtech, it's a medtech and biotech also, I would love to say. These are spaces which are, which give results in the long term.
Yeah.
They're not quick companies.
Yeah, of course. The process is a process.
There's a huge process in
Yeah.
the way you build the company, okay?
Yeah.
And that requires capital.
Okay.
So one of the biggest challenges is the capital itself,
Okay.
because you have to find early investors,
Of course.
and investors usually back those companies which are already in early in late stages,
Yeah, in late
which
stages.
are
Not the
early revenue
starters. Yeah.
early revenue companies.
Yeah, yeah.
But as an R&D, the research, design and development phase of the company, I
Yeah.
think one of the biggest challenges was access to capital,
Okay.
because you have to do the research, you have to import the components,
Yeah,
you
of
have to
course.
make the design, you have to test. It takes time, it takes
Yeah.
money. So getting capital was definitely one of the challenges.
Okay.
But I must mention here that we are very grateful to Government of India,
Okay.
especially the Department of Biotechnology,
Okay.
which has programs where they give grants
Okay.
to specific companies which are solving very good specific problem.
Oh.
So it's a very tough competition that Government of India has, and we were fortunate and blessed to have got that early grant early on, in the first 1.5 year of operations. So that was a good, important challenge I would love to share.
Okay.
But then again, thanks to the the programs that our country offers, people who want to do something really good and have something useful, the government also is with them. So thank you for coming, on our podcast and in my premises.
Of
I'm
course.
glad to have you, and I welcome you once again.
Yeah.
So
I'm happy to be here, by the way.
thank you.
Yeah.
So I hope India has been treating you well.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So you have been in Africa, you have come to UK, and in University of East London you are studying right now.
Yes.
And congratulate you on your academics that you're doing, and
Thank you
happy
so
that
much.
you have been sent to India for a nice internship, and
Yeah.
we are honored to have you.
Thank you so
So having
much.
stated this, we are building our company in India, and also we are scaling abroad.
Yeah.
So I'll be very honored if you can tell me, how is the rehab ecosystem in the UK, as you're doing your academics in occupational therapy, right? So I would be happy to hear from you the ecosystem in the UK.
Okay, so in the UK we have NHS, that is the government hospitals where people go into. So NHS is the one I've been to, not private. So for NHS, my experience is as occupational therapy. When I go to the hospital, we help patients that comes from the house. They either have a fall or they have an injury outside. So the rehab process for a patient, let's say they come into the hospital and they have struggles with walking, they are falling off. So they get referred to me as the occupational therapy.
Okay.
If they're okay medically, then they can get discharged.
Okay.
But I also need to discharge them from my side as an occupational therapy.
Oh.
So they can be discharged medically,
Okay.
but I cannot, if if the house is not accessible well for them yet, I cannot discharge them. So when I ask them questions and I go and check their house while they are in the hospital, so when I go and check their house and see, okay, this is what is the problem, I have to know the problem first. So when I see the problem, I have to try to fix it. Before they go back to the house, I would have referred them to the physiotherapy to help them with the strengthening of the leg exercise every time.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I speak to the physiotherapy will schedule a meeting with them. So the physiotherapy just needs to give me an update. We also schedule meeting with them with their house to see how they are improving and check how they are working with the smart goals I've given them, because I'll give them a smart goal for them to be doing. I want you to try to walk 2 minutes away from your bed. I want you to do this, and I give them a to-do list, and I will see an update on how they are improving. So that's how it works basically. As a process. Yes. And when they are fine and I see that there's an improvement, then I discharge them, but they can still be with the physiotherapy until they see improvement and they are discharged from the system. So that's how it works basically, in a way. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
So sometimes patients, they self-discharge, but that is not on me. In my own report, I would say patient was advised not to discharge yet, but they self-discharge and that's it. Yeah. So if they want to, because they're an adult, they're allowed to make decisions if they want to listen to me or not. But I have to make sure I explain to them why I want them to stay in the hospital until if they we see progress. So it's up to the patient to agree or not. Yeah.
Correct. Even in India, we have this discharge kind of thing, but it's not as formal as you mentioned. So even from a hospital, if patient cannot afford to be in the hospital for a certain duration of time, you can tell the doctor that please allow me to to leave. Such things are there, but not as a formal this thing.
Yeah. In the UK, they do have the room segment. So let's say for emergency, when you first come to the hospital, there's a room they put you. And when you're getting better, but you're not yet there to be discharged, they move you to another room.
Correct.
So they're not keeping the room. There's space for other people. Yeah. So that's how it works.
One more thing that you mentioned in the UK, in the ecosystem, that the occupational therapist, the physiotherapist, the medical hospital, everybody takes the decision to discharge the patient.
To discharge their patients.
So in our country, it's not like that. Just wanted to share. Here, if the hospital is saying that the patient can be discharged, the physiotherapist, the occupational, they don't have a role to play. Because here the decision maker is the hospital. In India, we don't have that individual levels. So it's only a small consent they may give that this has happened, but there's no specific discharge from physiotherapy department. There's no specific discharge from occupational therapy. It's like the hospital where the person was admitted. If they say he can leave, the patient can leave.
So what if the occupational therapy or the physiotherapy is not happy for the patient to leave? They still leave if the hospital say they can leave?
Yes, because in India, the physiotherapy is in a post-operative case, for example, post-knee replacement surgery. There's a mandate physiotherapy for 5 days in the post-operative case. After that, the hospital's job is done. Hospital's job is to do the surgery, ensure it is done well, and put the basic rehab in place. Post which in our country, in India, we have home care that is already happening in our country. We also have specialized therapy centers in India where we call as transition care centers, especially for serious cases of spinal cord injury or stroke rehab, where a patient cannot be immediately discharged to a home. They need utmost care. So in India, we have this facility of transition care centers where they carry on the rehab for 2 months, 3 months before they can move to a home. The transition care is basically from a hospital, not directly to a home, but where intense care is required. It's called as transition care center. So here we have that process. So rehab is for 5 days in a hospital. Post which, if they discharge, the patient can leave, still continue the therapy at home. This is happening.
I mean, that's still something. It's kind of similar to the UK way, because I was thinking you said they can be discharged to the house straight away, but there is a center they can still be taken into.
Care,
so that's still better in a way, because I don't know.
So here the patient has a choice whether to stay there, because one of the reasons for having this is also the cost
Okay, of course, of course.
The charges in the hospital per day are much higher as compared to charges in a transition care center, which is a rehab, specialized rehab center, inpatient rehab, versus a home.
Okay.
So because of the cost being high, a patient cannot be in a hospital for a long duration of time. They have to come out, still get care in the acute cases. So that kind of ecosystem is there in India, which is actually doing very well. Does every citizen or a person staying in the UK has access to the NHS hospitals, and is a care given free of cost?
Everybody have access to NHS, but some people do pay.
Oh,
like for me, I've been in the UK for long, so I don't have to pay for NHS service to use. But some people that just come from outside the country, they have to pay for some services that are not free.
So certain services are charged.
Some people are charged and some people are free. So it depends. But NHS is a free service for me to use. But anybody can walk into NHS hospital and they assess you, but if they need to refer you further, then that will be extra cost. So you can definitely walk into NHS hospital. It's okay. You can sit down at the emergency, then they'll take it from you further. They will explain to you from there. Yes, but even me as a citizen in the UK, I still pay for some stuff. Yes. The last question I want to ask is, for example, Pheezee, can an individual buy it to use at home? Can they do that, or is it just for hospitals?
So Pheezee is not used by the patients directly at home. Rather, it's used in hospitals, clinics, and centers. If some patient has to get assist, instead of doing at their home, we call them to a nearby center where the Pheezee is available, and then the joint, just like a blood test or a different kinds of pathological tests that are done in diagnostic centers. Pheezee test is a joint health test that we have created, where anybody suffering with any kind of joint pains can actually undergo this and get a quick screening done and get a diagnosis done.
That's amazing.
So that tells the restrictions in the mobility, the muscles that have been impacted. So even before getting to an MRI or an X-ray, this is a quick screening test that can be done to understand if there's a problem. If everything goes well at Pheezee, which is more at muscle function and mobility front, if everything looks good, then the doctor can prescribe for an X-ray or an MRI for a detailed diagnosis. So the tests are available at a lot of centers, in the hospitals where people go and get them done.
Thank you for sharing. And do you think in the future you able to make it available for individuals to use at home?
See, like the way the ECG or the SpO2, blood pressure, these machines have made to the homes, because there are so many chronic ailments where regular monitoring is required, and this has become very common. Nowadays, musculoskeletal pains have also become very common in every home because of lifestyle and all. So this device, with the kind of features we have already brought, we see that this becomes the norm, which creates a quick test for a joint health index, where every person at home can actually periodically get their muscle health and joint mobility tests done. So that is the direction in which we see this device playing immense value.
Thank you so much for answering all my questions about Pheezee, and yes, I cannot wait for Pheezee to be everywhere in the world. Thank you so much.
It will happen, and we thank you on behalf of my company. I welcome you to India, and thank you so much for being a part of our company right now.
I'm happy to be.
And it was really a pleasurable moment to talk to you and understand the ecosystem, the methods of rehab in UK, and I hope we'll work together well and create a huge impact in the world with our inventions and efforts. So with Pheezee, we are moving beyond the clinic into the homes, making smarter movement the new standard for recovery for all.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.